Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of McMillan and Morrow. This is Rich Morrow, who likes to
smile and laugh,
look at himself in the camera. And thank you for tuning in. It's going to be an exciting episode, as it often and always is.
It definitely is.
We take you around the world, introduce you to very interesting parts of people, things you might not expect, and some things you probably already experienced with a little twist. Anyway, what's going on, Rich?
I mean, I'm sure they've experienced some of these, but definitely not all of them. We're going to start off, well, I'm not even going to tell you, actually. I'm going to start off with a question today for you. Well, I'm not going to give away the publication because that would kind of be telling. But what do you think the most bougie state in the United States is?
The most bougie state in the
United States. Yeah, it got voted.
How do you quantify
That's what I was going to say, but apparently there's been a vote.
A vote?
Mm-hmm. I don't know who was voting, so don't know.
Is this black bougie or white bougie? There's a difference. So you got to be more specific.
I can't even answer that because I'm not sure. Just bougie overall.
The most bougie state in the United States.
From your perspective, at least.
You mean state, not city?
State.
State. Bougie. I don't know. If they say it's anywhere in the South, they're lying.
Yeah, no, it's not the South. Okay. I'll give you that much.
The South.
We know that much.
They're down there dating their cousins.
We know that much. There's a few states we are automatically disqualified.
Yeah, like Florida.
I wasn't going to say that first, but we can put it on the list.
New York?
It is New York. Good job.
All right.
But I have a question now. What's the difference between black and white bougie? Now that you brought it up.
Oh, it's totally different.
Let me hear it.
White bougie. All right, so white bougie people are Episcopalians. And Episcopalians are Presbyterians whose investments turned out well.
Oh, wow.
Okay? They're
going to write that somewhere. Investments works out.
I mean, yeah.
That's a hell of a way to put it. Go ahead.
So white bougie is they go to the island. What's the Martha's Vineyard?
Yeah.
No. Black people go to Martha's. White people go too, but
yeah, they probably
black people go to Martha's.
Yeah,
black bougie goes to Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
White bougie goes to the Hamptons.
They go to the Hamptons. I was going to say they're in the Hamptons.
They're in the Hamptons.
Okay.
White bougie is going to Lincoln Center.
Okay.
They wanna.
They got all the Midtown and.
Yeah, they want to do the opera.
Okay.
Black bougie is going to Minton's.
Okay.
This is, that high sophisticated
it's not
jazz.
Gonna be, yeah.
It's different.
It's different.
Yeah. Now I'm not black bougie.
Yeah. What are you?
I'm trying to be.
You just bougie.
I'm just too poor.
You're trying to be black bougie.
Listen, if I had more money, I would be so bougie.
You black bougie adjacent. All your friends are black bougie.
Exactly. I'm living
I'm in the same boat.
I'm living vicariously through them.
I live vicariously through my black bougie friends and white bougie friends too, because sometimes they doing stuff that look kind of cool.
I got a white friend of mine who owns an island.
See what I mean? I got friends talking about getting one. You can get an island for as cheap as $400,000 now.
Yeah, well, that's not cheap to me.
As cheap as. That's not cheap to me.
Yeah, he owns an island. I'm like, you have a what? He said, I have an island. And I've been to the island.
How is it?
It's nice.
Yeah.
He actually owns an island.
It really is. Did he name it himself or did he keep the name?
I'm sure he did. I don't remember the name. And there's his big, beautiful house there.
That's really dope. That's one of my goals, honestly.
Yeah, I was there maybe 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Really nice.
Is it in the Caribbean?
No. It's actually up in Thousand Island, New York. Ironically, to tie the story.
So people buy islands out in I didn't know that there was islands off of the coast that people, were vacant.
No, it's not. It's not off the coast. It's off of, what is that lake? What's the lake in upstate New York? What's the lake that Canada's
like
across
past
the way?
Breckenridge?
How about we look it up?
Well, Lake George, or are you talking about towards the coast?
Well, no. Wherever Thousand Islands, New York is, that's where it is. Whatever lake that is.
That's dope, though.
He's gonna tell us in a second.
Okay. All right,
Get
handyman
Ontario?
Tyler.
Lake Ontario is the one that's.
Oh, one of the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize Lake Ontario was
that's
attached to New York.
It's Lake Ontario.
Yeah.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
I definitely want an island. It's got to be somewhere warmer than that, though, for me.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna buy an island, I'm not buying it where there ain't no palm trees, personally.
No, I'm with it, but you know.
Yeah. So, about New York earning the title of the most bougie state. The term bougie refers to those with significant wealth and a penchant for luxury goods. That's just a general term for bougie. It earned the title of the most bougie according to a survey that Google did. Google Trends related to luxury and high-end products, which makes sense with it being like the fashion capital of the country too, I imagine. But they said its top ranking is due to its residents' long interest in authentic luxury labels and designer items. So I feel like LA probably is a close second if I had to guess. What do you think? If I had to guess. But New Yorkers are known for their longevity. It said they recognized other states such as California, Hawaii, New Jersey, surprise New Jersey, and Nevada for their extravagant tastes.
New Jersey.
That's what I was. They kind of stand out, but they're so close to New York that I'm sure a lot of these people.
Contact bougie.
Well, yeah, because a lot of wealthy people live right across the bridge.
Right across the bridge, yeah. They ain't far, but they technically are in.
Yeah. So I guess that would
That would make
that
sense.
little section.
Yeah.
What's that called? Fort something, New Jersey. What is that?
Right next to Trenton.
No.
No.
It's right across the bridge.
I feel like I know the name.
Fort Lee?
Fort Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of them live in Fort
Yeah,
Lee.
right across the G-Dubs.
Yeah, right across the George Washington Bridge. But anyway, yeah. Why are we talking about bougie? What is
Because
that?
I
What is
was, remember New York got voted the most bougie, but I want to know what you think the least bougie states would be if you had to guess, because there's a list
Alabama,
of 5 of them. That's not one in the top 5.
Mississippi, Louisiana.
You're getting closer.
I mean,
You haven't hit none yet.
anywhere there's a white Republican governor and 2 white Republican senators is not bougie.
So we got West Virginia,
Republican.
Wyoming.
Oh, hell yeah, West Virginia.
West Virginia. I was going to say West Virginia.
You go to
I've
West
been to
Virginia,
West Virginia
that
a
should have
lot.
came out my mouth first.
It
They can't
definitely
even
should've.
spell bougie
In West Virginia.
in West Virginia.
Wyoming. Have you ever been to Wyoming?
I wouldn't expect Wyoming.
I've never been.
I've
But
been
I
to
hear
Wyoming.
It's just a lot of space.
I've been to Wyoming, but I kind of wouldn't expect. Well, yeah, because they're not very. They're kind
Uppity
of
or nothing. They just
cowboy
country.
and, yeah.
Kentucky.
Doesn't surprise me.
It's crazy. 2 of these border my home state, which is wild. I don't know how to feel about that. South Dakota. I don't think I'm ever gonna go to South Dakota. Not sure I'm.
I've been to Fargo. I've been to Fargo? I've been to Fargo, North Dakota.
North Dakota. See, I haven't been, and then Montana.
I've been to Montana. I've been to Missoula. Shout out to Missoula, Montana
Missoula.
people.
Okay.
I'm just going along. I don't know where we're going.
No, we just looking at this story.
I'm
because
just going along.
We gotta go along. I
At
mean,
a
we're
certain
trying to
age-
find out about his bougie.
Here's a little
meter
wisdom,
right now.
people. At a certain age, you put yourself in neutral, and you just let people push. And that way, you don't waste gas, and you don't strip your gears. Okay, remember that. You're gonna need it in about 20 years.
No one does nosy better than me. Photos. We found 378 photos.
He good what he do, because I don't know how he found that.
These are years of snooping, okay? I know you nosy too. Head over to Nosy where you can watch full episodes of The Karamo Show and be nosy with me.
I think the problem with black culture is that Ratchet is taking over.
It's become way too popular.
It's taken over, and it's become something that's celebrated in a way that it simply should not.
Reality television, I think, did that.
Whatever did it, reality television,
They started
social
paying
media,
people for it, you know?
whatever. I don't explaining why is not.
You don't even. It's not even the why.
Not
You
e-
just see the fact of the
The
matter.
fact that it's taken over is a problem.
I agree.
I mean, it is.
I agree.
Now, people can run around and say that I'm being whatever they might say I'm being, but I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
You people should not be driving the culture.
I agree with that too, and I
No.
I'd go as far to say we're one of the only cultures that actually celebrate that type of stuff, you know? And
Nobody, I mean,
not that I could think of many other ones that it's widely accepted in their culture.
do you know what rich white people who have significant means and money do with their children?
Invest in them.
Yes, but specifically how?
Through education.
They send them to college, no, hold on, to get a liberal arts education. Really rich white folks don't send their kids to college to be engineers.
Yeah.
They don't send their kids to college to be coders. They don't send their kids to college. What they do is they send their kids to college to get a liberal arts education so they can think and analyze and, wait for it, communicate really well. Because no matter what you do in life, if you can't think or communicate, you're not going to go very far.
Yeah, you're not going to be very successful.
So the uber wealthy send their kids. I've been around these people.
I was going to say, this is what I grew up around. That's how I know, too.
The uber wealthy send their kids to the Harvards, the Yales, the Princetons, the Cornells, the Dartmouths, the Columbias, all of that.
You're right.
And they are getting a liberal arts education. And they expect their kids to come back having read a few books, and they can negotiate,
And
articulate.
well-versed, yeah.
Here's what we're doing. We're buying our kids 3 screens in his bedroom, right? And we're making sure he has the latest iPhone, and we're making sure the Wi-Fi works. Ready? And we make sure that the kid has access to all the apps he wants so that he can be a social media influencer. And here's what these social media influencers are finding out. Unbeknownst to them when they started, they work for somebody too.
Exactly. It ain't as easy as they thought it was going to be. And they
Absolutely.
ain't. Yeah.
Because the moment one of these platforms, TikTok especially, they ban you,
Your livelihood's gone.
your livelihood's gone.
Yeah. I've seen it happen to a lot of people.
This podcast that I don't even remember the name of that apparently does not speak well of women, and these 2 guys.
Was it the Andrew Tate one?
I don't know.
It probably was.
I don't know.
Yeah, they
No,
got a
it's
lot
not
of-
Andrew.
Oh, it wasn't
No,
his?
no.
Oh, his got a
Stop
lot of-
naming names.
His got a lot of heat. That's why I thought
Yeah,
it might
just
have been.
don't name names.
I won't name them.
But anyway, these 2 guys were talking negative about women, and YouTube demonetized
Their entire page.
their podcast. And they were on there crying, literally crying,
Yeah.
because they had invested all this. See, when you don't build it and you don't own it, you work for somebody.
Somebody could take it away.
So my point is very simply, Ratchet is taking over. Bougie needs to get back in at least the front seat.
They need to start driving.
Yeah,
a little bit more.
Bougie's in the trunk. Bougie needs to get back in the front seat of black culture. Now maybe we need a third in the middle to drive.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
think I was gonna say I feel like there's a gray area for some people. Like I don't want to believe that I'm like super bougie, but I have my moments, and I have my moments where I'm cool with being just as grounded and down to earth. I feel like as anybody else, and there needs to be a middle ground, but we don't have a term for that. It's just normal.
Maybe we'll come up with a middle ground
Yeah, we got
By
bougie
the-
adjacent, but we got to
by
find
the end
another
of the
one.
show.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
But
Or maybe you people come up with a middle ground.
yeah, or maybe
term.
we give our audience an opportunity.
Put it in the
to.
chat. What's the middle ground between Bougie and Ratchet? I don't know.
But you made me think about something because I ended up transferring to a private school my last 3 years of high school, right? I already got to be around a bunch of quote unquote bougie, bunch of rich white folks. And then when I moved schools, it was kind of a mixture of everybody.
When you say got to be around, you make it sound like it was a reward.
It was in a lot of ways though, because I'm
Watch
going to
your
tell you why.
language.
I'm not going to say got to be around, but
It's not no reward to be around.
I ended
white
up
people.
being around that. That was what I
Thank you.
ended up.
Thank you.
sort of being
Clean that
surrounded
up.
by.
Clean that
Yeah.
up. Got to be around. Like, oh my God.
Well, I was just meaning.
Finally, all my life.
It was
I've been
more of a
waiting to be around
comparison
you
thing.
people.
It was more of a
No.
comparison where it wasn't just one pool, and then it grew into me seeing a bunch of different demographics in one.
Yeah,
small.
but do you notice how
I get what you mean.
How it hides in the language.
I get what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? We got to.
I hold myself accountable for that.
Yeah.
I ended up in a situation where I
There
was
you
surrounded
go.
by
Rich white people.
a lot of rich white people. And one of the things that I noticed, like what you just mentioned, was a lot of them and what they chose to study versus what the kids that I knew that came from households that didn't have as much money were vastly different. And it was kind of crazy. Like I had a kid that was on my basketball team, and he ended up going on to study engineering at Northwestern, do extremely well for himself, and he came from real humble beginnings, but he worked extra hard in that field and, was really, really smart. But then you had these kids that came from these wealthy families, and they were more focused on learning accounting and, learning the language of business and, things of that nature that weren't going to be as hands-on, so to speak. It's almost as if they were thinking about working smarter and not harder from an earlier age.
Let me jump in and let me navigate a little bit.
Go ahead.
Don't push back right away. Just drop
I'm
this.
listening.
The kids you were around weren't rich enough.
Some of them were.
No, they weren't. Let me tell you why. The uber wealthy
Yeah.
do not send their kids to learn no accounting.
It's not that they sent them to learn it. That's what they
Let
were.
me finish my thought.
Go ahead.
The uber wealthy send their kids to get a liberal arts education. Now, when they go to graduate school, they're going to accounting, they go
do
to
all
law
that
school
stuff.
business. But if you're doing business in undergraduate, it's because your parents ain't got billions.
This was high school.
high school.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, did I miss that? Did you get
Yeah,
that?
this was high school that I'm talking about.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
so
that's
they were
different.
doing. It was
I got
almost
it.
like they were focusing on the money and how they were going to be
No,
able.
well, that
to,
makes sense. That makes sense. High school.
And then-
but I promise you,
And then college
When
went
they
on
got
to do
to
easy, had
college,
easier. Like
them parents were like, "I need you to read some Chekhov. You better know who Tolstoy is.
yeah,
All right, get some Faulkner in you."
I was really shocked to hear what some of the
But we don't
majors
do that.
were. And I see the difference. I was a communication major, like we've talked about multiple times, and I see how valuable that is in every aspect of
How
business.
valuable what is? Be specific.
Communicating effectively, understanding how to communicate with other people, but also understanding that you don't know everything. Part of what we learned about in communication was that there's so much to discover about why and how people communicate effectively based off of their social backgrounds, based off of so many different factors that you don't see when you first look and start talking to someone initially without that understanding of, there's different components that play a factor into why and how we are going to be able to communicate. And a lot of it is nonverbal.
Well, yeah. I mean,
That was just something I learned. And to grow into the business space as an adult, I look back and I think about how much more valuable it would have been to have focused more on certain things around communication and sociology even more when I was younger, because I see a lot of people struggle with it. One of the biggest problems I have in business is people not knowing how to communicate. Simple stuff. Simple things to me. So I think it would help everybody
listen,
get along.
that's because people don't really know how to think. People like we had a whole thing before the show started where I corrected someone's sentence, right?
Yeah.
And Tyler's a good thinker.
I plead the fifth.
Right. Tyler's my guy. But, and I'll give you the example. So Tyler says to me, we're getting coffee. Tyler says to me, "You never drink coffee when you're here." And I was like, "Of course I drink coffee. I have my mug all the time."
Yeah.
He says, "Well, I never bring you coffee when you're here because we were ordering coffee.
Which is a whole
Or I
different
never
thing.
order you coffee." And I pointed out to him, those are two very different thoughts.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Right? I never drink it. Not true. I never order it for you. Absolutely true. And guess what? Both things can be true
At the same time.
At the same time. But most people can't pull those thoughts apart
from one another.
to be able to analyze what someone just said to them. So because you can't do that, you respond to the emotion behind what Tyler's saying. So let's say
That's a very, very important
so
thing.
let's say Tyler would have said it with an attitude, like, "I never order coffee for you."
It's about how you say it.
Like, "I never order coffee for you."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's me.
So if he had done that, if I'm not able to, what happened with my mic? It just
Correct.
died.
The elbow broke.
Hello. Anyway, so let me finish my thought.
Yeah.
So if I'm not able to address what he's saying, then I respond to his emotion.
And how he
So
said
now
it.
Tyler and I are in an argument.
Yeah, over nothing.
Right,
over two true statements.
That was so good. Over 2 true statements. And we're going to go back and forth, right?
We see that every day.
When the reality is, they're true statements.
Ain't nobody wrong. It's just
And
how you said it.
I'm not responding to the veracity of the statements. I'm responding to the energy of the person. So sometimes when you want to really get around stupidity, step out of the energy stupidity. I'm using the word too much, but step out of it and start thinking about what someone's saying to you, and you can calmly correct someone. Like what happened with Tyler. Like that's. Huh?
I think a lot of that gets mixed up in text messages and different mediums too. When you're in person, it's a lot easier to correct that than I feel like it is. If you,
We'll fix that in a bit.
Okay, do the break.
you know what? We're going to go to break. So
Are we gonna go to break? I don't know what's going on. All right? Is this an example of me being bougie or ratchet?
Yeah.
No, you still
That's
bougie
Ratchet.
adjacent.
This is gonna be ratchet.
No, so that the mic is.
Oh, this mic is this. Well, let me not say.
Yeah,
What.
no.
Man, I was about to get you, bro. I was about to be like, this is ratchet.
That was good, though. I think we should go to our first break after that, though, and let you get your mic situated. But
We'll be back, people.
Yeah.
Your coffee's here, by the way.
Oh, very good.
and his coffee's here.
You get you something to drink. I'm gonna have some coffee. Be right back.
See, bougie adjacent people can get Starbucks.
You just walk right in front of the thing.
We did 3 times.
This has to stay on camera. Now we're going. Bye bye. We're right back. So this thing.
But we're going to move on to our Q&A segment, which you love so much.
Do I?
When we get to hear from our viewers. And we're going to find out if we'll actually answer your questions,
What I love,
guys.
what my face is saying.
Is that what I love?
You love it so much. So our first question, I wish we had the names of the people who were asking these so I could actually address
I'm glad
them.
we don't.
Okay.
But what if I have like a pointed answer? I don't want to feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, I guess. Nobody's going to know exactly.
Exactly. We don't. Go ahead.
Let's just ask a question. I know someone who's in a toxic relationship and unwilling to leave it. Don't we all? How can I convince them to leave without risking our relationship? For context, her baby daddy has cheated on her 3 times with hookers. So I guess they're asking how you convince your friend to leave a toxic relationship without jeopardizing your relationship with them.
And the friend knows that the baby daddy has cheated on her with the hookers 3 times? Let's assume that that's the case.
I would assume so.
Well, your friend is a fool.
If they know it, I would imagine their friend
Your
knows.
friend is a fool. And foolishness is a powerful magic. It has to break on its own. There is no convincing your friend. If getting cheated on with hookers 3 times didn't do it, nothing you're going to say over a morning or brunch on Sunday morning is going to do it either.
I heard
So
that.
that person, the person who asked me the question, has to make a decision. Can you love your friend while they're wrong? Can you stand by your friend when they're doing stupid stuff?
So one point that I want you to remember is her baby daddy too. So do you think that she could be staying because of the child, or is that a topic?
People come up with all kinds of reasons to allow themselves to be disrespected.
You're right.
And I happen to think that a child is not a sufficient reason for you to treat me like crap.
I don't think anything is a reason to be.
Well, obviously, but
Okay with being
and I'm not being curt with you. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm speaking in the tone of as if I'm talking to the person.
I got you.
You have a child, okay? So that means what? You take anything?
Yeah. You shouldn't.
Yeah. So a person can't do anything to you now because you have a child with this person, and you want to keep this family together and make sure. Stop it. How about you? How about you respect yourself enough to know that being cheated on 3 times is probably an indication that this person doesn't love you sufficiently.
And paying for it at that. Paying to cheat on you.
How are they paying for it?
They're hookers.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Going out of his way to do it.
So, right, it's not even people he met in the club. He purchased.
Seek these out.
He purchased.
But I feel like, and me not being a parent myself, I kind of am in a position of just always observing parenthood now as an adult, but I see a lot of relationships that I feel like have run their course and venture into the toxic category that lasts so much longer because of, like what you said, people just being okay, being disrespected and thinking that that's okay and using whatever excuse they come up with to do it. I think in the case of children, I see it happen the most when there's a child involved, where people tend to ride the disrespect or toxic things out longer solely because of the child, like we were talking about. I don't necessarily think it's right, but I'm wondering what you say to a parent that you're friends with to kind of get them to understand.
That's an interesting question, but let's ask a more interesting question. Because if you're with someone who can cheat on you 3 times with a hooker, or you're with someone who can disrespect you consistently, what you have to ask is, what was it about me that allowed me to choose this kind of person? That's the first work. The first work is to ask, what was I going through or not allowing myself to see? Or what did I convince myself of that allowed me to be attracted to this?
And feel like you need that too.
I chose this person. So fix what precipitated the decision.
Yeah, the root.
And then changing course will be a hell of a lot easier, because people try to change course without understanding how they got on the journey to begin with. This person didn't just appear in your life. They didn't barge their way in. You actively chose someone who is capable of lying to you, cheating on you, disrespecting you. Why did you choose them? Is it because you prioritize cute, sexy, handsome, beautiful over character?
Usually.
Is it because there's some brokenness in you?
Usually.
And they took advantage of that? Or they spoke to that? Or they gave you hyper attention, and because you have a deficit of it? Whatever it is, you got to figure it out, because you chose this person. And if you don't fix where the choice comes from, you'll just choose another version of the same, what Nietzsche calls a reoccurrence of the same.
Yeah.
You'll choose the same person with a different name.
That's true.
Figure out why you did it. Work on that. And then you'll be empowered to look at the person that you thought you needed, and you say to them, listen, same God that gave me you will give me somebody else.
Something better.
You got to go.
You gots to go.
Huh?
And that's why people in your life that are able to help you see that are so important, whether it be going to therapy, whether it be having friends who, are going to be real enough with you. But I think a lot of people be scared to speak on topics with people involving their kids, because it's like, it's such a sensitive subject.
I love my kids, but I love Sean more. Huh? Oh, it's on me now.
It's on you.
I only took 1 sip of that coffee.
It's on you now.
Oh, I love my kids.
But you love
But I'm not willing to be disrespected
Yeah.
so that my kids can grow up and watch me be disrespected.
I was going to say, because now you're setting an example for the child.
No.
Now your child's going to grow up and do the same thing.
People who have convinced themselves that children are a reason to stay in abuse simply, and this might be controversial, do not have the wherewithal or the courage yet to do something about it. Don't let your kids be an excuse, because they're not wondering, oh, I wonder how, isn't it great to see mommy or daddy be disrespected? This is wonderful.
It's like creating generational victimization.
The kid is quietly thinking, mom, dad, whichever one is being disrespected, when are you going to have enough of this? Because we already have.
Yeah, the kid usually feels it.
The kid is thinking to the kid's self, when are we going?
What is going on?
The kid has packed the bag mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
No, the kid's ready to go.
I know situations where friends of mine's parents, they stayed together throughout their childhood until they graduated and got out of the house, the kids, for the sake of the kids. And they would recognize them not sleeping together, being intimate, their whole high school experience or middle school experience. And it's interesting because I haven't had to go through that myself, but I know that there's got to be some kind of trickle effect to how those kids end up behaving when they, grow older when they see their parents handle situations a certain way. Like some parents don't argue in front of their kids for certain reasons. Some parents don't.
Well, that's not good either.
Because we got to learn how to argue. We've spoken about this
gotta learn
before
how
too.
to disagree and keep on loving each other.
And I just think you've spoken about this a lot too. Parenting is something that is definitely needing a lot more of a stronghold in America because it's leading to a lot of issues with broken adults that don't know how to communicate and handle situations that are going to help them get past adversity.
Listen, all I'm saying is that, and let's bring it back to the friend. If you have someone who is your friend who is choosing to be in a relationship and they're being disrespected, you can't make them do anything. Grown folks are going to do what grown folks are going to do.
Yeah.
Your job, and you can't. They don't need convincing. See, when someone doesn't know something, you have a responsibility as a friend to bring them the truth.
Enlighten them.
To bring them the truth.
Yeah.
This is what's going on. Now, once you've done that, that is all you can do.
So just push it out there.
You give them
see
the
what
truth,
they do with it.
and then you have to allow grown folks to make a grown folks decision.
Yeah.
Because if you cajole, if you reprimand, and they make a decision based upon what you wanted them to do, then it's not a genuine choice for them.
You're right.
And they will backtrack and resent you,
if
for
it don't work
convincing
out.
them to do something they were not ready to do. You bring, as a friend, the first responsibility of friendship is honesty.
Bring the truth.
People think it's loyalty. It's honesty.
Yeah.
I give you truth. This is what's going on. So-and-so is doing so-and-so with so-and-so.
I'm just letting you know.
And then my second job is to love you while you make a mistake.
Even if you don't follow
Love
my
you
advice.
while, not even if, while you're doing it. I'm going to sit with you and look at you.
And love you through it all.
And I'm going to say, wow.
You really my friend.
Yeah, listen, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, when you're ready, there's better out there.
There's more out there
Come
for
on.
you.
That's my job.
Yeah. That's a real friend, though.
And but it's also the truth.
Yeah.
If I bring you the truth that somebody's hurting you, I also bring you the truth that somebody could treat you better than this. But all I can do is reverently lay it at your feet
You're right.
and give you the choice of how much and how often or when you're going to pick it up. But I can't put it in your lap.
We can go on to the next question because we went on that for a while. Next question. My best friend's ex-boyfriend is running a hate tour about me. I've not heard of a hate tour.
What is a hate tour?
It's probably one of those Urban Dictionary terms we need to look up later. But a hate tour kind of sounds like somebody that's spreading hate about somebody to everybody they know.
Now, who is this person to them?
My best friend's ex-boyfriend
Your best friend, ex-boyfriend.
is
Okay.
running a hate tour about me. Do I confront him or let it run its course?
Well, this is totally unrelated to your inquiry, but why does the ex-boyfriend of a best friend even care anymore?
Why does it matter?
Like, what's
I was going to ask that. I'm
what's
like, they're not connected anymore.
What's missing out of his life?
My best friend's ex-boyfriend.
I almost said something that would've- did you see me filter myself? Yeah. I almost said something that really would have gotten me in trouble.
They would have had to bleep it.
No, because
Say it.
well, okay. I'm gonna say it, people. Just don't kill me for it. He's acting real feminine.
We don't know if it's a man or a woman, though.
It's the boyfriend.
It says my best friend's ex. Oh, the ex-boyfriend's running. That's running the hate tour. is
Yeah, the
acting
boyfriend's
feminine.
acting
Okay.
a lot of real feminine energy.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
Yeah, a hate tour by
A
man
hate
is
tour
crazy.
by a dude? Like, what are you doing, bro? You ain't got nothing better to do?
That's like 50 Cent, Ja Rule arguing over 20 years. They've been on a hate tour their
Yeah, I
whole
mean-
adult life.
Yeah, and right, and especially in the case of those two who act like gay people are the worst people in the world. A lot of feminine energy.
Him and Floyd, too. It's so funny.
It was like, why are you running a hate tour?
I like that term, though. It's kind of funny. I don't know if I'll ever use it, but it definitely makes me chuckle.
Listen, someone asked me the other day about something and somebody, and blah, 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 blah. And you know what I said to them? Don't give a damn.
Don't give a damn.
Don't. I can't find two dams.
Nowhere.
This nothing to do with me
Yeah. You're quick to tell somebody that, though.
because I'm clear
Yeah.
about the circle of my concern. And if you're not in the circle of my concern,
You don't give a damn.
I might listen to it. I'll humor.
Yeah.
But I'm not investing large swatches or
My Nana
swoops of
is
my time.
very much like that.
Like,
Oh,
no, what
man.
am I doing?
If it ain't got nothing to do with her, she don't care. She wonder why you telling her.
Me and your nana could have dinner.
I would pay to watch a conversation just between y'all two.
If it ain't relevant to me, then
What
again,
are we doing?
I celebrate what you care about. Mm-hmm. But don't because you mad. Don't expect me to be.
But you will celebrate with them.
Oh, listen.
Yeah.
You upset? I'm mad. Really? You know what I'm saying? I know how to ask questions. I'm good at this. I can ask questions, and you think I'm 100% feeling what you feeling.
Yeah.
Truth of the matter is, I'm going to go in the bedroom
Forget about all of that.
and forget about everything you just said. The next time I think about it will be the next time you bring it up.
So do you hear that, people? That is a way to make and be a good friend, honestly, but also be comforting without being destructive in a time of somebody being
That's good.
open, you know?
To be comforting without being
Destructive.
destructive. Yeah, that's
a lot
good.
of people go to people in times in need of comfort and end up getting destroyed by somebody because they don't care about.
Let me see your point and raise your point.
Go for it.
A lot of people go to other people for comfort, and then the person who was supposed to comfort them jump into destruction, and they start to mirror.
Be trauma bonding.
Trauma bonding, yeah, I like that. Absolutely. How about when people come to you for comfort, you just give them a little comfort, and you keep your distance emotionally.
Save your trauma for another
Yeah,
time.
I mean, because now you become the person they can't come to for that. Now you're a part of the mess.
Yeah.
And listen, I got enough going on
Right.
on my own to be adding somebody else's.
to the equation.
You know what I noticed? They're only 3 days out of the month you're not paying bills. That's what I'm thinking about. I don't care about nothing else.
Look, I just felt that in a whole different way.
Have you thought about that? They're only like four. It may be one 5 days, one set of 5 days where you're not paying bills. The rest of the time you're paying bills.
That hurt.
Am I right?
You are right.
Oh, it's too much.
Once you get past the 14th,
It's up.
bills. The first, you got to pay that rent, that
Thinking
mortgage,
about it, yeah. It's,
right? And then maybe that car note comes in that end of that first week,
All right. You
and then you might get for the this is I'm venting
you're poking
people.
at my trauma.
And then from the 14th until whatever that is, but after that, it's all bills. It's all bills.
Adulting.
So if you want to talk about that, we can talk about that.
Well, no, I'd
But-
rather
but
not.
Not
honestly.
you. I'm saying.
personally.
Yeah,
I
somebody-
would rather not.
But like the question, you want to talk about my ex whatever,
Boyfriend run
my
the hate
ex
tour.
girlfriend's
Boyfriend.
sister. You must be high. I ain't got no energy for that.
Yeah. So that's what you would tell them. You must be high.
I would look at them and say, in all deliberate honesty, you have to find something more edifying to do with your life.
Yeah.
This is not the reason you were born.
Yeah.
And then I would walk away and leave them with that.
And just drop the mic.
Yeah, what are you?
Okay.
What was the question?
It was, I don't even know. Do I confront him or let it run its course?
What do you? No, don't
Confront the
confront.
ex-boyfriend? I don't think so either.
No.
Because ex-boyfriend might be crazy for real. We don't know who this is. But I don't think
It's not your job to confront.
And people are going to have opinions. You got to let people have them. Don't matter what people think about you. If it ain't affecting your livelihood or your
But
safety.
it's not your job to confront. It's the person who's being disrespected. It's their job. It's your job to help them see it, and then it's their job to make a decision about what
They
they
said
see.
it's a hate tour about them. It's the ex-boyfriend.
Oh, hate you about right. Yeah, I got it. Nah, I wouldn't.
It ain't worth it.
I mean, who are they telling?
That's what I was wondering. It sounded like a high school gossip situation or
Who are they telling?
friend circle
Someone
thing.
said something to me or about me on social media. Mm-hmm. I randomly found the comment.
That happens.
And then you know what I thought about it? the ass cheek
What?
that they could kiss.
The next thing that came out of your mouth, I could have been on a show for $1 billion, and I would have never guessed it. The next word that would have came out of your mouth was the ass cheek.
The ass cheek that I offered them to kiss. I don't care. Let me say whatever the hell you want to say. It don't matter to me.
Yeah, that's literally what you told me when I sent you something. When I was asking a question about a comment somebody said about me and you on something, and I didn't know what they was talking about. You said, "Why the hell you sending me this?" You know I don't care about what people be saying on social media. I was like, well, damn, I just wanted to know what he was talking
Yeah, I'm like,
about.
don't bring that into my consciousness. I don't need to see this. You know, some random person saying some crazy stuff, and you gonna bring it to me.
I was wondering what he was talking about because it was including me. I was like, I don't even know what this means.
Google it. If you need to know what it means, go Google it. Don't ask me. I'm not your living Google machine.
You are our chat GPT. Let's be real on that. You be correcting us on all kind of sentence structures and
not when it comes to mean things people say.
That's where your cutoff is.
Yeah.
That's your circle of concern. I like that term, by the way. I'm going to start building my circle of concern and making sure I address people accordingly.
Yeah, so this person, don't confront the boyfriend. Come on.
Yeah, keep yourself. You never know. Boyfriend might be crazy. It's 2023. We're going to see.
So I used to have a show called The Book of Sean.
Yep.
I love that show, Mr.
It's a lot like this one I heard.
No, that
just you by yourself.
But The Book of Sean is more therapeutic.
Okay.
This is more.
Hell, this be therapy for me.
Well,
we done had us a couple sessions this season.
But someone said once, someone said once in one of the comments, and I don't know how I saw this either, that Dr. Sean is a real beta.
Oh.
They called me a beta male, right? So, and the person who showed me the comment was just so, I'm really sorry.
Like they felt bad.
They felt bad, they called you a beta, and So I looked at the person and said, "What are you going to do gyrations for?"
Yeah.
I said, apparently you think that somebody calling me a beta is a bad thing. I said, let me explain something to you. The person who said that about me, they want an alpha. I said, I got it. But the alpha's the one who's cheated on you 14 times. He's got 3 babies, been to jail 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Probably went upside
He's
the head.
got bad credit, ain't seen the inside of a college. So you going to get you an alpha, right?
Yeah.
And he'll beat your ass because he hasn't dealt with his own trauma because he's too busy competing
with other alphas.
Trying to be insignificant kings of forgotten mountains. You go have that. Okay?
Insignificant kings.
You go have that.
Forgotten mountains.
And I'll be Dr. Beta on TV.
Dr. Beta.
Dr. Beta.
Wait. I'll be Dr. Beta Sean on TV.
On that note, Dr. Beta Sean, take a star break, please.
We'll be right back, people.
Want the best of Maury? Kevin, you are not. Want the best of the Steve Wilkos show? Would you take Dave back if you left Katie?
Want the best of Jerry Springer?
Just download Nosy on your mobile device or stream it on Pluto TV, Samsung TV, or the Roku channel. Until next time, America.
Welcome back, everybody. So we're doing a video.
Yep, your second favorite.
Second favorite? What does that mean?
It's your second favorite thing to do to the questions, which was complete sarcasm.
Okay.
We about 20% on these videos. We're going to try to get
you know what? Before we go into this, I watched one of the last episodes, and I was totally underwhelmed by all of those videos. I was just like, what? And I couldn't find any interest.
Even the second time around watching it.
I could not find any interest.
So your reaction when you watch yourself is the same reaction you have sitting there watching it in real
Yes.
time again. So you know that was really how you felt.
I almost know what I'm going to say before I
you
say it, because I know how I will respond. But anyway, let's watch this video.
I love that.
You could preface it.
This should be illegal. Let's see.
All right.
Hold on, there's something wrong with the gate. I gotta fix it. Hold on. Let me push this button real quick. What's wrong with it? Got him. Guys.
Wait, what just happened?
He be tricking people before the ride. You know how they be talking to you.
Got him. I'm so dumb, I forgot.
You look at his face.
I like this
I like
video.
Got him. Oh man, it's always showing red malfunction on the brakes. Hold on.
That's good. You gotta have that kind of sense of humor if you work at a theme park like that.
Got him. Ready. Alright.
They look concerned already.
Hold on, it's showing red on your seatbelt, so I gotta come check it.
Not him walking towards him when it dropped.
Got him. Say hi to all my TikTok fans. Come do it. Don't be scared. Yeah. Saying there's something wrong with the seatbelt. Put your hands up real quick so I can see the seatbelt.
I know they be through.
Say hi to all my TikTok
This is the last
fans.
one. I could keep watching this.
I'm about to say, I can watch this. I can watch this for 2 hours.
Because they genuinely have no clue.
No clue.
Shoulder straps. I gotta
She's
get
smiling.
She's like, oh, he's so nice.
Look.
She's like, they don't shoulder snap.
She's not supposed to have a shoulder strap.
Let's get out of applause.
We finally made Doc
Oh,
laugh
we
on
got a good
video.
video.
Oh, man.
I
Finally.
like that video.
Finally. Now that our audience knows you actually have a sense of humor.
Do you do roller coasters and stuff like that? Do you do that kind of stuff?
Talking to me?
Yeah, amusement parks.
I've done roller coasters.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. You don't come off to me as somebody.
I
who
know
likes
I don't.
roller coasters.
But I've done.
I love 'em.
I've done. I don't want to say I love them,
I don't like the drop ones as much as regular.
but you
roller
know, I used to be afraid of them,
coasters. Yeah, me too.
and then I thought I just need to face this fear, so I just started getting on them.
That's how I started doing it. My mom used to try to make me, and I used to try to make excuses like my stomach hurt.
But I have a secret.
What's that? You close your eyes.
I close my eyes.
See, that
I close my eyes.
that ain't
Though
fair because you're not getting the full experience.
I don't want the full experience.
You just want.
I just want to
accomplish it.
conquer the fear.
Yeah, say you did it.
Yeah, to say that I
I
had the
agree.
courage to get out there and do whatever.
Yeah, I've never been one for the fall type, rides, but I like the actual roller coasters that have a loop that you go
Too
on.
much. Like that ride where you just drop down, I'm not getting on that.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's a little bit much for me.
I'm not getting on that.
But I like the people that have the sense of humor that work the machinery.
Are we
though.
done with
Yeah,
videos?
we got one more video.
Yeah, we
this
got
is
one
this
more
we're
video.
end the episode with this. Would you do this then, given that you're a thrill seeker?
It's like a ghost coming in
You
here.
saw that?
Skip the next one.
Somebody just walked in.
It's the spirit.
It's a skinny ghost.
Don't make me start skinny ghost.
Yeah, the door cracked only a little bit. They squeezed in through the crack.
What would it
look at me
take
like
to
that.
get you to do this?
Oh yeah, nah. Now that looks so fun, but I would never do it.
Oh, that's a little too close.
Right?
That's a little too close.
And he
Better-
making TikToks.
How do you land?
Violently.
I think.
Yeah,
they
how
have
do you
parachutes, I'm pretty sure.
how do
Yeah,
you
they do.
land?
They have parachutes.
Yeah, parachutes.
It just starts off as the wingsuit, and then you gotta do something.
You got to
to
pull
get
the
parachute.
thing, and then the thing comes out.
Mm-hmm.
There
yeah.
is no way in hell.
You ever doing that?
I'm
one?
not doing that. That's some white people foolishness. No,
That's some
there's
evil
no
shit.
reason why jumping off a mountain. Like,
So what's the closest thing to skydiving or daredevil type stuff that you've ever done? Like the most extreme.
a roller coaster.
That's the most extreme.
Yeah, I'm not.
And that flight to Africa when
or when the plane
Jesse.
landed and it took off again. But that wasn't.
that was pretty extreme to you.
I didn't choose that. That was Air South Africa or something.
So you would never go like bungee jumping or anything?
No.
Have you ever gone zip lining? Zipline is not that bad.
No, have I ever done zip lining?
I could see you doing that. You've probably ziplined before.
I think I might have. I used to do this camp.
Yeah.
This Rites of Passage camp, and I think I went zip lining once.
Okay. You traveled so much, I just feel like there's certain things that I could imagine you probably just stumbling into because you're with people that want to do it.
But I'm not playing with fate either.
Yeah, no, me neither. I ain't
Yeah,
jumping out of no planes.
I'm not playing with fate.
I do think that, though, when I get to the point where I'm able to conquer the fear of jumping out of a plane, that I've reached my peak level of happiness in life, because that's something I really, truly feel like I would never do unless I was like...
That would be your peak level of happiness?
That's how I would know that I feel content with my life. I'm not doing it before I feel that level of, I've done everything.
Let me talk to the crowd. We got to go. But before we do, what he's just given us is an example of why you have to have better levels of contentment. That you're not motivated by drama or ostentatious experiences to confirm something that should be confirmed on the ground.
I just can't see myself going
Dr.
out
Sean's
like that.
not done.
My bad.
What I really need you to do going forward, you too, is to not need your happiness confirmed.
Yeah,
Just be happy.
yeah, you're right.
And you'll probably live a lot longer. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Are we done?
Yeah, we are.
Good to have you people. This was a good one, and they often are. And for everybody listening on the podcast, because some people listen to us as a podcast.
Yeah.
And those watching on Fox Soul, we love you to death. Thank you for being a part of our family.
And we'll see you next week.
Promise.
Same time.
Same bad place.
Later.